Assalamu alaikum. In today's video I'm making some candied yams. Candied yams don't actually include yams. They're made from sweet potatoes. So these three funny looking things are sweet potatoes, large sweet potatoes. You will also need a stick of butter that I left outside for a couple of hours. This is about 100 grams of butter, unsalted. Yes, make sure you wash the sweet potatoes well. The ones here, they had a lot of soil and mud on them, so I washed them thoroughly, very well. I actually left them in water for an hour just to make sure they're washed properly. I'm going to make my candied yams in the oven. So I got this aluminium pan you can throw away afterward. I've got this cup to measure my sugar. I'm going to probably use 3/4 of a cup of that small cup of brown sugar, 100 grams of butter, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It brings out the flavor in the candied yams. I'm going to use a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and I'm also going to use, I have in here some ginger powder. I'm going to use like 1/4 of a teaspoon of ginger powder. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to cut off the ends of the sweet potato. I'm going to cut off both ends, and then I'm going to peel the skin. So you want to cut off the ends here, just a little bit. Cut off the ends, and then I'm going to peel them. So I'll come back when I peel them and cut them. Okay, so I've cut the ends off the sweet potatoes, and I've peeled the skin. So I cut the ends off, and I peeled the skin off. Then I washed it again thoroughly. And now I'm just going to slice them. You want to slice them into 1/2 inch thick pieces like this. So you just go down like this, go down, 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 and slice them into 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do that for all of them. I forgot to mention, while you're preparing the veg, preheat your oven to 175 degrees centigrade. 175 degrees centigrade. That is 350 Fahrenheit, around 350 Fahrenheit. So 175 degrees centigrade. Because it's going to go in the oven for 45 minutes. So you're meant to preheat this. You're meant to preheat the oven a good 10-15 minutes before you cook it. So you should preheat the oven before you start preparing the sweet potatoes. Okay, so I've cut all the sweet potatoes up. They're all in my pan. Let's spread them out like this. It doesn't matter how it's spread out anyway, it's fine. Then we're gonna add in the butter. Okay, so I've added my butter. I told you I left the butter outside for a couple of hours. You can melt the butter if you wish in a pan for 2 minutes. Just so it softens like this. And then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to add it evenly around the potatoes. Next, I'm going to sprinkle all over it 3/4 of a cup of sugar, brown sugar. 3/4 of a cup. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. So I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. We're going to mix this all together with my hands, so don't worry too much. Next, I'm going to add a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon. As you can see, it's a proper heaped teaspoon. If you like cinnamon, you can add a bit more. If you don't like too much cinnamon, you can add a little bit less, but it is necessary. And the last ingredient is just a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger powder. You don't want too much ginger powder, just a 1/4 teaspoon. Now I'm gonna stick my hands in, mix this all thoroughly together using my hands. I'm gonna mix both hands. I'm gonna mix it all very well together with the butter. Every single piece of the potato on both sides has to be covered with the butter and the sugar. So I'm gonna mix it thoroughly well. I'll come back when I finish. I'll show you when I've mixed it all thoroughly well together. Also, you can add more sugar if you like it more sweet. I added 3/4 of a cup. You can add a full cup. You can even add more, but I don't think more than that is a bit too much. So yes, I'm going to mix this all very well together. Okay, I've mixed everything together. It smells amazing already. It smells delicious already. Just, yeah, put it all together like this, mix it all together. And then the last thing you need to do is cover the whole thing with foil. Make sure you put the foil on tightly around the edges like this. You have to go around all of the edges. Make sure you go around all of the edges, put it on the foil properly until everything is tightly wound up. Okay, before it goes in, you want all the sides tightly wound up like this. You want it all tightly wound up like this, and now it's ready to go in the oven. Okay, it's been around 50 minutes, and I was just checking on it, mixing it all up together, make sure everything is nicely mixed together. And here's how it's looking. I'm just going to mix everything nicely and thoroughly together like this. Make sure everything is nicely mixed together. And you want to kind of baste it like you would baste the turkey with the liquid. You want to just baste it like this. Not tightly though, just like that. So I'm just going to fix the sides a bit and then put it back in. Okay, so I left the yams in the oven for another 20 minutes. So they've been in there for a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes. So it's 50 minutes at the beginning. Then it's ready when it's nice and soft like this. So this is perfect. This is done and ready and perfect. That's the way it is. You know, and this smells so good. So that's the end of the video. Please like my videos and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum. Goodbye.